My source for most technical information on this review comes from Wikipedia and deep scouring of the internet, as the game itself doesn't have much information in it, and the Activision Value brand has so many games that some games don't get documented well. This is a first-person realistic Civil War shooter, where you take on the roles of both the North and the South in historic battles, including the fall of Vicksburg. For anyone who knows Civil War history, this is probably a game for you. An Activision Value and History Channel partnership, this game sees you through 10 linear missions, 5 for the North and 5 for the South. And it takes about 3.5 hours, at least it did for me, to complete, not including bonus missions unlocked at the end that is just an earlier Ironclad mission redone. You have collectibles that take form in letters and photos from soldiers scattered throughout each level. There are a fair few monumental battle games that the History Channel and Activision Value brand did, ranging from more Civil War ones to World War I and World War II games. On the gameplay front, there is a very basic skill point system, like very basic. It just allows you to upgrade health, damage resistance, ammo capacity, and other basic things, but you'll really only need the damage and health. Plus, you don't even get enough skill points to max everything out. The AI is dumb with a capital D. It's more of a shooting gallery style. Once you kill one will move into the exact same spot even if you're shooting there, and it will go on like that until they're all dead. It tries very hard to be like Call of Duty or Medal of Honor, but there's just not there, although it's not the worst shooter out there. The AI doesn't flank you or try to outmaneuver you, but it does not mean you can go storming in either, especially on higher difficulties. You will get killed before you can even make it to cover sometimes. While the AI in combat is dumb, the aim is deadly and usually always hits you. It's like they have aimbots on. And they really never seem to miss unless you are really scrunched up somewhere where they can't hit you, because sometimes they will still hit you in cover, and I don't know how it happens. And you'll rely mostly on leaning out, not sticking your whole body out, just leaning out. And you're probably still gonna get hit in some way, even if you're only showing a peek. I think I used the lean in this game more than I have ever used lean before, and it's almost mandatory if you don't want to die in 5 seconds. Your allied NPCs are just as useless as, the other side, and you might as well be on your own. You usually travel with 1 to 2 of them that are supposed to help you and guide you on your linear path. Most times they do have a good pathfinding sense, and getting to the pre-scripted areas is easy for them. And sometimes, but not really, they hardly get stuck in places, but relying on them to shoot enemies is just a joke. I'm convinced their guns are completely empty. And when they die, you just see another one spawn in from, Valhalla or something and run into position. The music and sound effects are well produced and mixed. You can hear a bullet whiz by when you're in cover, or ding off the cover around you, or ding off some metal thing that's around you. The machine gun fire is loud and threatening, the cannons give an explosive roar, and the overall sounds of battle are believable. I did have some NPC encounters where they would just keep repeating dialogue over and over. I don't know if it was they didn't record enough, it was a bug, or they were just programmed to do that, but it was the same line about every 5 seconds, and it got real old real fast. Most of the background music is just, vaguely patriotic theme, and it's just there. The voice acting ain't half bad, and to be honest, the North and South totally sound the same. It could be the same person, but I'm not 100% on that. Although your soldier is completely nameless and silent, there might be one actor doing all the voices because it just sounds the same. Visually, I have to say this is a really good looking game, and I was kind of surprised when I loaded it up. I am playing the PC version, so it may be different on console versions, I don't know. It holds its own on the looks department, and I really have nothing to complain about there. Your weapons and throwables are all period accurate, which means no scopes outside of sniper rifles, which hold 1 bullet. Think about that. You fired your 1 bullet, and then you go into a 1 to 2 second animation to take down 6 more people, and it really adds up. Thank God the AI does not have the smarts to flank you or move around you, because then you would die. Also, if you switch weapons before the animation is complete, you will not have reloaded anything and you have to do it all over again. I will give them props though, the weapons are modeled extremely well. There's supposed to be 15 weapons in the game, although I only came across 14. I didn't encounter the howitzer and I didn't know where it is. Maybe I'll have to go back and try to find that. I did notice one major flaw in the game for me, was the aiming down the sights. Hit detection is just awful. Let me start by saying just don't even bother with aiming down the sights. Just stick with the hip fire using the old wait till the reticle is red system and then just fire that way. It really feels like it's purposely wonky to maybe simulate old guns not always being 100% or something. But there'll be times you have somebody dead to rights and you fire more than 3 times and they still don't go down. They don't even show that they're getting hit. The faulty shooting really killed a lot of the game for me. There shouldn't be a false shooting mechanic that only works sometimes, and that's the only realistic element in the game. If you want to go all the way there, you shouldn't have no health regen, shouldn't have stuff like that. Especially when I can put the reticle on someone, and I may not even see them, there might be smoke, they may be a smoke grenade popped or something, and I can kill them. It's a great game that pulls off realistic shooting, is Day of Infamy. That is a great game. Do something like that if you want to have a grounded shooter. There are, I will say, maybe 3 character models here throughout the entire game. Not that it really matters because you don't stick around long enough to see the character models, but one of them that you see frequently looks like Vincent from A Way Out. They aren't ugly by any means, they're just basic models, and you do notice when 3 of the exact same guys are all standing in camp together. This is probably one of the better budget shooters I have played in a very long time. One shooter that I can remember that I thought I was gonna like, didn't like, was Hard Reset. I had a bug halfway through the game, not even halfway through, right in the beginning, that didn't unlock any of the trophies, even though it shows I played everything and I have my save file. It just didn't unlock any of my achievements on Steam or anything, so I don't know, and it's not even worth going back to play. But this game is fun, for the most part. The visuals are well done. Like I said, PC version, I don't know if it's different on console version, although it is very short. You do get an action-packed adventure that has the time to be replayed if you really want to get a higher score, you want to get all the collectibles, or you just want to play at the highest difficulty. This game got average scores across the board, people saying it was super short, no story. You have to know about the battles and the war to know anything going on outside of shooting NPCs. The graphics are standout for a lot of people though. I have to say it's very easy to get the game running, and I only had one crash that made me restart a mission, but other than that it ran pretty flawlessly, better than some modern games that I've been playing recently. For a game done in partnership with the History Channel, there isn't much education going on here, I will say. There are no stories or codexes you can read to know more. Yes, you have the letters and photos, but they have no story behind them. There's no here's this, and if you don't know about the game, there's no history blurbs either. It's just a budget shooter with a History Channel logo on it. Take off the Civil War name, and you have any other mid-gen shooter game that... and there are hundreds of those. I can think of a few off the top of my head. Yes, you do have the historical collectibles and such, but if you're a Canadian like me who's only briefly touched on Civil War history, you won't know what's going on. You have to have a vested interest to be like, cheering for this. It's still a good game. It's definitely a good game. I will give it that. Short but good. And this game was definitely bought in place of Call of Duty for some kids because there's no blood, it's got the History Channel logo on it, and it's more than likely a bargain bin game right out of the game. It's forgettable, but not horrible. Thank you guys for watching to the end of this little retrospective. If you would like to see something more, let me know in the comment section below, and if I can interest you, shoot over to my Patreon and become a patron today. That way you have direct input, and I might just pick your name to be the top review of the month or something, or do a special review for you or something like that. I have a lot of stuff going on over there, and a lot of ideas going on over there, and I want to get some more patrons so I can do those ideas. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.